People would sometimes, when I give speeches, stand up and say, I think your Black in America documentary is divisive. I think, listen, we shouldn't think of ourselves as African Americans. We're Americans, and everybody should stop separating themselves out. And I would think, first of all, it was only white people who ever said that. If we could just see beyond race. If only people didn't see race, it would be such a better place. And you are responsible for bringing up these icky race issues, Soledad. You should just let sleeping dogs lie. And I was like, again, okay, white person, this is a conversation that you're clearly uncomfortable with. And I have no problem seeing race. And I think we should talk about race.
Well, the series Eyes on the Prize that I worked on, which was looking at the 10-year period of what we call the modern civil rights movement, so that's 1954 to 1965, was wholesale change. We're talking legislation, we're talking changes in attitudes and behavior, so that was massive in terms of anti-segregation movements becoming wholly accepted by the rest of the United States, and a real clear understanding of what it meant to be African American and not be a full citizen.
I think the conversation has really changed around what is the debate about civil rights today. Eyes on the Prize was really about the original battle over civil rights. Today, civil rights to me is about education, it's about opportunity, it's about where you get to live, it's about the wealth disparity, it's about the opportunity gap, it's about the achievement gap. So same debate, but just sort of different pieces. And I think we're analyzing the same thing, trying to tell a story about a people by looking at sort of where they've been and where they're going, but sort of different things on the horizon. I think journalism's changed for better. And part of that is because I'm nauseatingly optimistic, because I think technology has only gotten better. It's smaller, it's easier. You can carry that camera in your handbag. When I started working in television news, we have 3/4-inch tapes, and they're massive cameras, and now you can shoot beautifully with really, really small equipment. I mean, that's an amazing thing. I think also just the opportunities that you have in social media. I remember, tweeting the first information about an earthquake. It was really an aftershock from the big earthquake when I was in Haiti. I was nowhere near a camera, but I was able to sort of send out information and really, inform in a way that I couldn't have done before.
Some of the stuff I see now, I see people coming up who don't even understand or appreciate or embrace basic tenets of journalism. We're talking accuracy. We're talking not taking money to side with whomever is in the conversation, with a lack of understanding that all voices have to be at the table. I mean, these are fundamental issues and tenets of journalism that were ingrained in me as I came up. And I don't care what you do, whatever platform you have, it comes back to haunt you if you don't follow them.
I think social media reminds me of getting on the subway in New York City, right? You sit down next to someone and you say, where should I go for dinner? Who knows who they are, what they're going to tell you. They could be really have wonderful information, or they could be terrible and crazy, and you don't know. And so social media can be an amazing thing, and I often look for redundancy, what's sort of coming back up in terms of what people are interested in. But in terms of a news source, I think you're crazy if you rely on social media as the be-all, end-all for your news source, and I think most journalists do not.
So I think it was quite helpful in being eyes and ears for folks, ordinary folks who were using those tools because they wanted everybody else to know what was going on. But it still remains the professional journalist to take a look at that and don't just put everything out there, make an assessment about, is this somebody we think has enough credibility now as we've been watching what they're sending out or taking pictures about or writing, and we think we can now put our name on it and say this is something you should pay attention to. That's where the role of professional journalists comes in.